Hey, it's lifewithabox here, and after installing the Frunk electric soft closer lock from Tlyard, I've actually started using the Frunk way more often, and it's been a game changer. In this video, I'm going to show you step by step in clear detail how to install this, and trust me, it's quite easy. I'll also share tips and tricks for troubleshooting common issues like misaligned latches to ensure you achieve a perfect and precise installation. So if you're here watching this video, chances are you probably don't have this installed, and this is what you guys have to go through. You basically have to be very careful not to bend the hood, and forget it. And if you're new here, I review Tesla and other car related products with a real life perspective. If you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. Now let's get to the unboxing. Alright, so let's take a look at what is in the box. Pry tool. We've got the converter, connect to the battery. Okay, we've got the motor device. Zip ties, tools, another piece here. So let's go ahead and get this thing installed. Okay, now for the installation part of this video, I'm going to be shooting this pretty much in real time so that you can basically follow this to the T, and I'm going to be very detailed with this, so hopefully this will help you in making sure that the install is a lot easier. So what we're going to do is use the pry tool and take off this panel here, which is just held on by a few clips. And just like that, it comes right off. And now note there is 4 screws and a plastic rivet on the top. And what I'm going to use is a 10mm socket. And we're going to remove the 4 screws. So there's 2 in the tub, which I'm moving first. And then the 2 outside. Remember, this is a 10mm. Okay, now I'm going to use a flathead, and I'm going to just gently pry the top of the plastic rivet until it pops up, and then you can just remove the whole thing. So here I am, right, get in between there and pop it up. Now you're going to use a pry tool and pry the top of this panel here that's inside the frunk from the top, just like that, and then you pull it up. Comes with a cable, and just unplug the cable. Okay, now just like that, the tub will just come right out, and you will get a first glimpse of what is inside the front of your Tesla, which is pretty cool. Alright, so the next step, you're gonna look at the locking mechanism. You're gonna move this one cable, and then what you're gonna do is, this is optional, but you could use a marker and just kind of mark down where the original position is of the locking mechanism, so then it'll be easier for you later on to when you install it. Now with the 2 screws here that are holding that lock in place, use the same 10mm, and you're going to remove those 2 screws. Just be careful not to drop the screw. Okay, and then the whole lock mechanism will just kind of fall down, so just kind of make sure it doesn't you don't damage it. Okay, now with this little metal piece, what you are going to do is just slot it right in between here. Okay, and push it all the way down until it doesn't move anymore. Alright, make sure it's all the way down. And then using the wrench tool, there's a little tip or end here. What you're going to do is just bend it. You got to push it down until it locks in, just like that. All right, and then it's not going anywhere. And what you're gonna do now is release this clip, and then grab the motor mount, place it on the bottom, and then looking at the top of that clip, you gotta undo it, and then using this little loop thing that comes with it, you gotta put it through that pin there, put that back on, and then you're gonna bend that spring back into place. All right, and now you're gonna carefully just slap that back onto the original location where the lock was, and then put the 2 screws back on. And I'm gonna just use my hand for now, and then I'm gonna align it to where I had the marker position. Once it's in place, I'm going to screw it down, And then I'm going to use a hand tool to tighten it. Alright, now grab the nut and the wiring harness. Okay, next you're going to lower the flap, which is located under the windshield, and it will expose the positive terminal on your battery. Lower the flap and it will expose the terminal. Then you're going to use the ring from the red wire from the wiring harness, slide it in, then use the nut and screw it in tightly. Using a wrench, you can really tighten that nut up. And once that's done, close the terminal flap and you're good to go. And to keep wires tidy, we're going to wrap around the top HEPA filter area and loop it around here. And next we are going to be connecting the ground wire, which is this one right here. And we're going to loosen that, but we're not going to remove it completely. We're just going to loosen a little bit just so we can slot in the ground ring. And just to keep it clean, I'm going to put it under these wires here. And then here I'm going to slide it just right under the screw. And I'm going to tighten it with my hand tool, just like that. Okay, now we're going to grab the power cable from the harness and connect it to the motor. And now we're going to grab the zip ties that are provided and tie down the wires down just to keep cable management a little bit tidy here. So I have a few points here where I'm tying them down. Okay, and this is completely optional, but what I did was I put some foam adhesive to wrap around the little transformer box from the wiring harnesses to prevent it from making knocking sounds. Okay, now you gotta plug in the cable here, lock it in place, and let's push down on the sensor bar here to do a test. Make sure the soft close is working, and there you go. Okay, so now let's test it. Okay, so it's not working. Now, under some further investigation, this may happen to you where the latch on the hood is not actually touching the sensor bar. This is what I'm talking when I mentioned sensor bar. You see, if you look closely, the latch on my hood is not touching the sensor bar, so it's not activating the soft close. So here is a video of it. You see how the hood latch is not touching that sensor bar. In order to fix this, what you're going to do is need this Allen tool. And what you're going to do is remove that one screw here, and you're going to remove the sensor bar. And once you've removed the sensor bar here, what you're going to do is bend it into this shape. And once it's bent, it should look like this. And I'm going to show you a before and after of how it looked like. You see how it was flat and now it's bent. And now that it's bent, the latch on the hood is able to touch the sensor bar, and now you can activate the soft close. Perfect. Now just make sure it was not a fluke. I'm going to test it a few more times. Okay, now that everything is working, we're going to put everything back together. So first thing goes in the tub. Now we're going to locate the frunk cable and just feed it through the tub hole and make sure that the tub is secure and in place. Now we're going to put the two screws that are for the frunk and secure those in place. We're not going to tighten them yet. And then the other two on the outside of the tub. Okay, now we're going to hand tighten it with the 10mm. And you don't have to be too tight here. And then we're going to put back the plastic rivet. Now find the frunk plate, snap the cable back in, and then the plate bottom goes down first. Push it down until it clips in. Then the top are 3 clips, just push them in. Use a little bit of force and you'll hear a clipping sound. Now lastly, we're going to put this panel back on, align it. Once it's aligned, it's very easy. Just push all the clips back in and just hear all these snapping sounds. And there you go. This is how you install the Tlyard Frunk electronic soft lock closer. Once you guys have this installed, I guarantee you will start actually using your Frunk way more often. And again, hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, appreciate if you hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.